32nd Street, and I'm fortunate for somebody who made some good decisions a few years ago on behalf of Allegan County, and we assigned that portion of 32nd Street to Ottawa County. As far as our drainage mission is concerned, very similar to Allegan County. We're in the process of damage assessment. Probably Holland City was the most severely impacted, and again, we're in that damage assessment process, and we need to talk about that just a minute. I don't know for sure how it works within Allegan County, but within Ottawa County, each local jurisdiction deals with our equalization department as far as gathering damage information. And that damage information, folks, need to be separated between private damage and public damage. It's difficult to say, but very frankly, there is no state or federal assistance for private damage. It has to be a catastrophic event similar to Katrina before there's any individual assistance available. That's either for homes or businesses. About the only potential federal assistance that would be available is through the Small Business Administration. In order to qualify for that, folks, we have to identify 25 or more homes or businesses that sustained a 40% or greater uninsured loss. Meeting that threshold simply requests the Small Business Administration to come and do a damage assessment. That 40% loss is structural damage. That does not include the widescreen TVs and the wrecks in the basement and things of that nature. It's strictly structural damage. To put it into perspective, if you had a $100,000 home, you'd have to have 40,000 uninsured losses. That's difficult to meet with basement flooding. The City of Holland has some pretty significant public damage as well as private damage. And while we do not have a handle on that, the news releases that I've made, I've encouraged residents to report only that 40% loss. Because very frankly, we don't want to give the citizens any false hope that Big Brother's going to come and provide monies to repair their damaged basement. It's not going to happen. The system is just not there to provide that type of service with the events that we had. Public damage is a different story. We're in the process of identifying, do we meet that threshold to request the governor's declaration?
For those wondering if there's any proactive measures that are ever taken, after probably the toughest weekend we've had in the city of Holland in many, many decades, the first thing I found when I walked into my office this morning was a mailer that came, overnight mail. It was mailed out of Washington, D.C. Friday morning, and it's from FEMA, and it's the preliminary flood insurance study and flood insurance rate maps for our entire region, including the city of Holland. So obviously work is being done, but the timing was remarkable. We did suffer a significant amount of damage in the city, and I know some of my colleagues in your units as well. Amanda was on the phone very early on Saturday morning. We are still in the process of assessing. We have those kind of images from the city, West 32nd Street, East 24th Street. We know that we're going to be able to get that put back together, but it won't be easy, and it will take a long time, and to find the resources to take care of those kind of washouts, well, I don't know where we're going to find it, because like your unit, our cupboard is almost bare. That's going to be some frustration on the part of drivers for probably several months, up to a year, as we heard. Folks dealt with on Friday the whole issue of the panic of water coming into their properties. It moved Saturday to one of terrible frustration, and I've got a report that by now here on Monday, folks have gone through all the stages of emotions, and now they're just angry. And they're ready to just lash out at anyone and everyone. We literally had 20 people march on City Hall this morning demanding that we come and render assistance. Folks, we don't have any idea as to the level of damage to private property. I can tell you that between Hope College and Western Theological Seminary, those numbers are already at about 1.5 million and going substantially higher. The image I wish we could put up here, and Bill, we completely understand your absolutely accurate assessment. The images we can't put up are the folks who haven't even had a chance to begin because they still have 8 feet of water in their basements. Representative Janetsky just came from an area, I think it's 4 feet deep throughout the length of rolling meadows. from Holland Heights, where you'd expect never to have any water problem, but from Holland Heights, Joe Carrington Place, 8 feet of water throughout that whole condo project, to 15th Street to 24th Street. We have got folks whose basements are floating right now. And let me just report, because we do have media here, I don't have a final answer, but even as we're meeting, the city staff is meeting to determine if there is some way that we can assess folks to assist them in at least removing, I don't mean city going onto private property, but finding some kind of a collection system to take care of the mattresses, the clothes, the beds, all of those personal items. I am thrilled that both of these representatives, Senator Kuipers, the Congressman, the Hoekstra's office, called throughout the weekend, what can we do, how can we help? And I would say the public and the private sector needs to rally. This is a time to help your neighbors. We have no idea even right now how many folks are without transportation because their cars were underwater. I have a son who lost his car almost in the middle of downtown Zeeland, and who would have thought there would ever be a flooding problem there in that location. I'm not pointing a finger at my good friend Les at all. There is no system, folks. There is no system that we can build from the public sector that can handle all eventualities, and we saw a very unusual event.